I lost $40,000 on a real estate investment and it was horrible. I made every mistake in the book. And if you want to avoid those mistakes and learn from my experience rather than your bad experience, listen up. Hey guys, my name is Leman and this is my YouTube channel. Would you like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications for all your real estate info for Champaign County and Central Illinois real estate? I'm a licensed realtor and an investor that helps people just like you buy their first, second, third, 50th, 100th investment property so they can build cash flow to fund their lifestyle and hang out with their family and live life on their terms. But you know what a way to live life not on your terms is to actually have a flip property where you lose $40,000. Now I gotta go back all the way to 2019. I was just getting started in real estate, and here's the deal. I thought I knew way more than I really did. And I made a couple mistakes, not a couple, a lot of mistakes, and I want you to learn from my mistakes. So the first mistake was I tried to hit a home run when I should have just tried to get hit by a pitch and get on base, because in my effort to hit a home run, I took on a big flip project, and this property was in a good area. So I made that right choice. I bought a property in Muhammad, Illinois. It's a great school district in Central Illinois. People want to live there. There's a demand for it. So I did that right, but I tried to hit a home run by buying a property and trying to do too much to add value to that property. Now, what ends up happening is I buy this property and I decide to fix it up. I make my second mistake. I hire a contractor and I get no references at all. I just take the contractor for his word and I say, this guy seems like a good guy. I'll use this contractor. Mistake number two, the contractor ended up being a disaster. I am not a great flipper as far as knowing how to be a general contractor and knowing what's good work and what's bad work. I just wasn't good at it, but I knew I wanted more cash. As it went, I realized this guy was not great. In fact, he was not paying his subcontractors. He was also doing illegal activities on the property, not pulling proper permits, and there was some drug usage. It was just a bad property, and I just could not get out of it. I was spending money for him to fix stuff up. It wouldn't be fixed up. I thought he was paying his subcontractors. He never paid the subcontractors. So then he said he wanted more money, and then the subcontractors started reaching out to me and said we never got paid, even though I gave the money to my contractor to pay the subcontractors, and I was like, oh no. Before I knew it, I was about $60,000 or $70,000 into this property, and it wasn't even done. So the first mistake I did was I tried to swing for the fences and go too big. The second mistake, I hired the wrong contractor. Now, here is the third mistake I made, is I tried to do too much to the property. Now, when I did too much to the property, what I mean by that, I added a whole extra room onto the property, meaning I took a porch and tried to finish out that porch and make it extra room to add square footage. I didn't realize you actually had to run heat to that to make it extra square footage. That's how silly I was, or air conditioning, or electrical. I just thought I'd put walls up and say, it's finished square footage. Guys, you can't do that. And so I'm doing all this, and I'm $60,000 or $70,000 in. I realize we haven't run electrical, we haven't run HVAC, we haven't even got the plumbing all set up. This is a disaster. Well, long story short is I try to go to list this property, and the work is so bad on this property that I can't do anything to get it sold. I have the price a certain amount and I'm just gonna break even. Nobody will buy it. The carpet's not laid right. There's a crack in the countertop that's not fixed. The cabinets are old. There's mold in the bathroom we have to get fixed. The new addition doesn't have the proper plumbing, doesn't have the proper heat or anything. Guys, this was an unmitigated disaster. At the end of the day, I had to fire my contractor, get new contractors in there, get the mold cleaned up, get everything fixed up. And what ended up happening was this. I lost $40,000 and I was happy to be done with it. I was happy to be done with this property. Long story short, don't do what I did. I swung for the fences. I hired the wrong contractor. I had no idea what the expenses were. I tried to do too much to the property and I ended up losing $40,000. And I didn't want to cry. I actually did cry. I was so done with it. I thought I'm never going to flip another property in my life again. And I don't want to do real estate investing again. But here's what I'll tell you. If I would have actually talked to a realtor, number one. Number two, actually got references for who a good contractor would be. Number three, not try to swing for the fences on my very first first big flip. And number 4, stick to flooring and paint. I would have had much more success and I would have made money. So don't make the mistake I made. The mistake I made was I tried to make a bunch of money in one property. And because of that, I cut a lot of corners and I paid dearly for it. Now, I was able to recover from that, but I don't want you to go through that pain. So if you don't want to go through that pain, leave a comment below and say, I want to flip property. I want an investment property, or tell me about some of the properties that you've done and you've had the mistakes that you've had. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Let's go.